Hello, I'm Sergeant Willie Dawkins, NYPD, retired. And I'm here for the Anglo-American Society of Syntax and Personal Hygiene. The program you're about to see contains 42 errors in syntax and/or misconceptions about personal hygiene. Many of these errors are easily correctable, all are thoroughly humiliating. Now, because of recent advances in computer technology, you can spare yourself the pain and humiliation of embarrassing syntactical errors and misconceptions about personal hygiene. Now, you can have in your home the World Encyclopedia of Syntax and Personal Hygiene. Just send $29.95 by certified check or money order to me, Sergeant Willie Dawkins, NYPD, retired. And I'll send you what is easily the world's most comprehensive guide to syntax and personal hygiene. Whether your interest is earwax or mixed metaphors, dandruff or dangling participles, the encyclopedia is a must for your bookshelf. And now, error number 1. Can you spot it?
Welcome to Dangerous Film Club, once again bringing diet food for thought to intellectual overweights everywhere. I'm Graham Chapman, and I must tell you that for today's show, which is a special tribute to hairstyles through history, we were planning to travel to Europe and the shrine where Casanova received his first blow-dry. Unfortunately, someone lost the plane ticket, so instead we'll be traveling throughout Scranton, Pennsylvania, via freight train, looking for a really good buy on a used crankcase. So, while we gather up the cameras and equipment and make our way down to the rail yards, here's something to divert yourself with.
One morning, Joy woke up and realized that she had the potentially fatal disease that almost exclusively strikes young urban professionals. Joy had the pinstriped blues. She knew her life was boring. Boring with a capital B. It was Saturday, so she went to her 100% genuine leather address book and called David, a lawyer she sometimes dated.
I'm arguing the 27th motion to dismiss a gigantic antitrust case, now entering its 15th year, and cannot come to the phone right now.
In a pinch, there was always Bill.
I'm performing a pancreatic ostomy on a famous rock star turned politician in Kent.
My men are boring. My life is boring. I'm boring.
Joy knew she had to diversify her portfolio, so she decided to go wild. First, she hit Hollywood. She met a producer with lots of chest hair who said things like, "Ciao, baby," and took meetings and turned ideas into concepts. They ate dinner at Spago, went to the premiere of Stephen's new film, and ended up at a typical Hollywood party where people were snorting coke in the hot tub in various states of undress. Unfortunately, Joy's producer learned that freebasing, as the Surgeon General has so many times warned, can be hazardous to your health. Next, Joy decided to hit the beaches. She bought a leopard skin bikini, then headed to Malibu where she met a beach boy. They ate burgers and fries on the pier, made out under the boardwalk, and lay out in the sun until Joy looked like a lobster. Sadly, while her surfer was demonstrating the latest in surfing moves, instead of catching a wave caught him. His partially decomposed body was washed up several weeks later at the Baja and was used by Mexican fishermen as bait. Fortunately, Joy never learned of his fate. Heartbroken, Joy decided to try a whole new direction in her hunt for happiness. She went to Melrose Avenue and got suitably attired. While hanging out on Hollywood Boulevard, she met Boris, a Lithuanian biker who spoke English haltingly. They were in the audience of the Oprah Winfrey segment on Whatever Happened to the Hells Angels when Boris was spotted by immigration officials who seized both him and his bogus green card. He was deported as an undesirable alien and later became chief of the Lithuanian chapter of the KGB. Dejected, Joy marshed herself to familiar surroundings, her local cappuccino bar. She was sobbing into her espresso when Joy was joined by Elliot, a kindly but nonetheless attractive investment banker whom Joy into the night. They lived happily ever after in a condo in the upperly mobile preppy Palisades with 3 BMWs and a golden retriever. The moral of this story, the sushi's always fresher on the other side of Wilshire Boulevard. Thank you and good night.
In certain parts of the Caribbean islands, the official currency is Henny Youngman one-liners. In times of recession, Don Rickles' insults are also acceptable.
Hi, Kenny Arnold here to tell you about our fabulous new decorative outer finish for your home or workplace. It's National Brick Face, the space-age process that turns your house into a castle. And here's how it works.
Our highly skilled craftsmen will carefully design that beautiful look of authentic brick that you and your family will cherish for years to come.
Brick Face is fast, easy to clean, and only half the price of real brick. And best of all, it's not just for houses.
We love National Brick Face so much, we brick-faced our TV.
My wife loves it so much, she brick-faced her car. Hey, honey.
Even my son Bobby got into the act. He brick faces football. Go on, Bobby. So remember, use your imagination. We did.
And now we go under the microscope for a fascinating look at the often volatile world of microscopic pond life. Microscopic pond life, the mating ritual is almost a frenzy involving what to the untrained eye looks like a great deal of reckless bashing away. But as we shall see now, there is method to this mad romance. And so, despite the seemingly staggering odds against, these microscopic creatures do meet and mate, and without once mentioning their astrological sign or what sort of car they drive.
Yes, the US is at the forefront of the visual arts, but few people realize how progressive this country's music scene is. I don't overstate the point when I say that the environmental music movement is swelling out of control here in the US. More and more musicians are turning towards the world around them. For example, members of the hard metal group Genocidal Youth used a 4-foot-long guitar pick to strum cables on the Brooklyn Bridge, while Hawaiian natives climbed to the top of palm trees and dropped coconuts to the beat of Born to Run. And members of the New York Philharmonic, using precisely pitched tennis shoes, performed the Messiah on the side of a pickup truck while driving along the Ohio Turnpike. Naturally, this kind of musicianship has inspired a raft of environmental compositions, such as Copeland's Suite for short stubby things, and Samuel Barber's well-known Nocturne for items at a half-price sale. Which brings us to the piece I will now conduct. It's quite simply entitled Pervasive Percussion. I hope you enjoy it.
Yes, it's that time once more to pause, reflect, offer thanksgiving, and take a trip through the Brooks home. Last time, I'm sure you remember, we tripped through the Brooks family room, which was, the Brooks rashly told us, arranged around the television set.
We built this room around the television set.
Television.
We're typical Americans. I mean, you know,
And we
love football.
And now, as you can see from our floor plan here, we are on our way through the hallway to the bedroom in this, our final installment of a trip through the Brooks home.
This takes us into the bedrooms, by the way. We'll go in this direction. I don't know whether you can tell this on your camera, but when I turn this light off for a second, you can see that I can find that switch because it's got a little light inside of it.
It's a lighted switch all through the night.
We come into the master bedroom, and you'll see I use blue and white.
You all right? Yeah.
So, that concludes our tour of the Brooks home in suitably dramatic style. How appropriate that a trip through the Brooks home should conclude with a trip over the Brooks furniture. If you have any remodeling suggestions, and I know many of you have, please call the Brooks home directly. They are in the phone book under Home Brooks.
Our audience doesn't know it, but we've invited a contingent from the Soviet Army right into their home. Let's watch the fun as we tell the Russians that we've just run out of blintzes.
This is Rosa Rubinsky, 5'2", 120 pounds. You'll never guess what she does for a living.
Wow! Let's see what happens if she makes me angry in the ring. I'll eat her alive.
In Rosa's world, they play for keeps. And they'll do anything to win, even hit below the belt.
Now look, you two, I want some blood tonight.
Blood is extra.
It's women at war and no holds barred. It's pent-up fury and pure dynamite. Below the belt. Below the belt.
How does a boy learn to become a man? I wouldn't know. I was born this way. But let's watch now as two experts take us through the rites that make men of boys and women grateful.
Hi, you're just in time. My friend Light here and I are about to begin our project for today. Can you guess what we're going to make today, Light?
Something practical, like a table or a chair?
Not quite. But we are going to make something practically perfect. We're going to make a diamond.
A diamond? But I thought only Superman could make diamonds with his bare hands.
Well, that's true for Superman in the movies. However, in nature, diamonds are formed under great pressure over millions of years in the subterranean layers of the Earth. In fact, it's the pressure that gives the diamond its unique symmetrical crystalline structure.
I don't understand what you're talking about, Mr. Toriano.
Well, Light, I'm talking shape. Now we can put the top on there. Now, Light, what do you see?
Well, a bunch of wood stuck together.
It is a high honor and a distinct privilege to present to you. It is a high an individual whose searing tragedies and soaring triumphs are a lesson to us all. And now, an individual whose searing tragedies and soaring triumphs are a lesson to us all. And now I'd like to hand over the stage to a personal friend of mine. And now I'd like to hand over the stage to a personal friend of mine. And now I'd like to hand over the stage to a personal friend of mine. And now I'd like to hand over the stage to a personal friend of mine. A legend, a woman, a friend, my mother. Let's have a warm welcome. 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 This person needs no introduction. Let's have a warm welcome. A giant of our industry, a monument to 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 our industry, and a friend to small animals. A talent like this comes along once in a lifetime. The face that broke a million hearts. 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 Nothing could prepare you for the wonder of it. Nothing could prepare you for the wonder of it. Nothing could prepare you for the wonder of it. Good night.
Well, that's our show, and why not, when you come right down to it. So, until next time, this is Graham Chapman saying, until next time, and thank you for braving all the danger.
And thank you, you other hundreds of thousands of school safety patrols, and all you other kids who follow the safety rules. Yes, and you grown-ups who support them. In a real sense, the Safety Patrol is a community organization, and everybody should be a member, helping to prevent accidents, and at the same time, helping to build fine future leaders and good citizens.
Well, that's our show for only obvious reasons. So until we meet again, remember, a safe film is the most dangerous film of all. Just remember that at Dangerous Film Club, our middle name is Danger is our middle name. So until next time, this is Graham Chapman urging you to be at home, being at home. And thank you for watching.
And thank you.
And thank you.
And thank you.
And thank you.
And thank you.